I should do my. Did you know I do Wisdom of the Week videos? They usually don't entail. They usually entail some sort of like positive,
Am I
like.
even following you on social media?
I don't know, bro. But you should be. Yeah, bro. Honestly, I feel like I've gotten so many gold nuggets from like Frank and like what he's doing here with the whole spiritual stuff and healing your wounds that I'm like, oh, I want to share this with like my followers. So what I started doing is this thing called Wisdom of the Week, with the intent of I had this one nursing instructor, and he used to always say, spread the love. Like if you had wrote him a question, an email, he gave you like this well thought out answer, he'd say like, go share it with the rest of the class, you know? That way everybody gets to benefit from these like these nuggets. So then I started doing these like wisdom of the week, you know? So that's how it ends up starting off. And then I end up talking about like stuff that people go through, that like that voice inside their head that like cuts their legs out from under them and prevents them from like buying a house if that's what their dream is, or loving themselves and telling them like, hey, I could do this if I wanted. So basically it's my wisdom of the week.
I like it.
Thanks,
Nice.
bro.
Awesome.
So I feel like this fits in here too, like
Definitely.
usually it's a little bit more spiritual guide, but like I think this one is still, I think you ended up speaking to it too. Yeah, gaining that peace of mind, So maybe we can talk about the peace of mind, in this video.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
So, that being said, thank you for tuning in with Realtor VC. Today I have Bernie from the Mortgage Phoenix Group, and we want to talk about what's going on in today's market. For those of you who don't know, we're both located here at 8599 Haven Avenue, and we have this really beautiful space. We'd love for you to come over here, take a look at what we're doing. We're definitely doing something different. But today what we wanted to talk about was the housing market. And I'm sure, as you already know, you've heard things of like the Fed rate going to zero. What does that mean? Interest rates being low. What does that mean? And, if you're a homeowner or if you're looking to buy and saving $200 to like $400 a month is important to you, I would definitely watch this video in its full length. We're going to talk about interest rates dropping. We're going to talk about the value of your home, and we're going to talk about your purchasing power. So that being said, I'll go ahead and pass it over to one of the mortgage planners here at the Mortgage Phoenix Group, Bernie.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
So yeah, I mean, definitely the things that we want to talk about and kind of address is some of the chatter that we've been hearing on social media. Just wanted to clarify some things. I know with what the feds are doing, with the coronavirus happening to our economy, there's a lot of people saying a lot of things that, quite frankly, don't make sense. One of those things I've been noticing is the Fed's dropping the rates to 0%. That doesn't translate directly to the lending side. That doesn't translate to, we were talking about the difference between the bond market and the stock market.
Okay.
What the Feds are talking about is the stock market. And it just, and the bond market is kind of like, I heard my buddy Eddie making the distinction, I guess. It's like gasoline. We have unleaded and we have diesel.
Okay.
They're two completely different things.
Right.
But we still call them gas. It's gas.
Okay.
And just like the stock market and the bond market, they're markets, in our economy. But they're two completely different things as well.
Okay.
What we are seeing, however, is rates pretty much that I believe I can honestly say historically low.
Okay.
We're looking at rates for the first time in a long time under 3%, and that doesn't necessarily mean that as either a first-time home buyer or someone that's looking to refinance, that you're going to get an interest rate of under 3%. There's a lot of things that play into what kind of rate you're going to get.
Okay.
Your loan to value plays a part. Your debt to income ratio plays a part, and of course your FICO score plays a part. But for the most part, if you haven't refinanced your home in the last, say, anywhere from like a year or two, chances are you're looking at savings. because the rates are lower than they were a year or two ago.
Okay.
And also, because of the rates going down, we have seen a steady or slow rise on the value of homes. So, so with the rates going down and the value of your home going up, it puts you in an opportunity to really save some money.
Okay.
If you're thinking about refinancing, this can be a difference between not paying mortgage insurance or saving more than half a point on your interest rate. And over a 30-year period, those two things can save you thousands of dollars. Now, as far as buying a home, we also take advantage of the rates dropping. When you're buying a home, we like to say that money's cheap, and I guess the example that we gave here was that if we're looking at a home that's around 400,000 right now, you could probably secure an interest rate, in the threes.
Okay.
And versus if you sit around and wait for, say, a $500,000 home to drop to 400,000. When that happens, you're probably going to be looking at interest rates in the fours or fives, higher than they are now.
Okay.
Because there is a correlation with the value of the homes and where the rates are at. If we continue to see the rates going down, chances are the value of the homes are going to hold steady. If not, they're going to fluctuate anywhere from 10 to 15%.
Okay.
That's what we're kind of thinking. And that being said, we did a little example here. If you do wait for that home to drop from 500,000 to 400,000, by the time that happens, chances are the rates are going to go up. So we kind of have to look at what are the differences or what are the benefits or negatives behind that. As an example here, we're keeping the loan numbers the same. We're just kind of messing with the interest rates. If you wait for that $500,000 home to drop to 400,000, you more than likely you're going to pay a higher interest. If just to say, when that home drops to 400,000, the rate's at 5%, you're looking at a principal and interest of around $2,100. Versus if you buy a home now that's worth 400,000, you get you secure that low interest rate, you're looking at a mortgage payment of around $1,600, and that's the difference in $500 there.
I see.
And we're really seeing that as far as your principal and interest is concerned, you're better off, taking advantage of the lower rate than waiting for the prices of the homes to go down.
Okay, so what I'm getting from this is there's a lot of moving pieces and there's a lot of different ways to save money. So one of the ways of saving money I see here is, if you're waiting for the price to come down, most likely the interest rates will come up, right? Because one of the things that's keeping the housing prices up is the low interest rate. So if the housing prices start to come down, chances are the interest rate might start to come up. So if that were to happen, we could see a payment of just the principal and interest, because there's still taxes and there's still their insurance.
Mortgage insurance.
And then there's still the mortgage.
A lot of factors that play a part into your mortgage.
So just looking at the principal and interest here, we can see that if interest rates were to go back up and you're still waiting for the dollar amount to come down, then we're looking at like principal and interest being $2,100 versus capitalizing on the low interest rates now, and then buying, a $400,000 house and having a principal and interest payment of around $1,690.
Yeah. So when your clients are thinking, should I wait? Should I wait for the houses, the value of the houses to go down? In this example, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to wait because the rates are so low.
I see.
So I definitely encourage anybody that's looking to buy a home now to go out, find a realtor like my man over here, or find a lender like the Mortgage Phoenix Group, and let us give you a quote, and let us talk about what the pros and cons are. What the pros and cons are of waiting, for the prices of the homes to go down.
Yeah, so the intention behind this video is to kind of just give you a basic understanding, but we understand that everybody's circumstances are a little different. So definitely feel free to reach out to us, and then we'll go ahead and dive into your specific portfolio and find out what's the next best move for you. I think the other cool part that you touched on too when you were talking, I think it was about, possibly refinancing now, correct?
Yeah, definitely right now, because the rates are dropping, because the rates are at historic low, there's a lot of potential to save money as a homeowner, and a lot of benefits in refinancing. Um, Depending on what kind of loan you have, whether you're paying mortgage insurance or not, if we're able to get rid of that, that in itself is savings. One of the things that we have seen as far as like the clients coming in, when they bought their home, they bought it like say with like an FHA loan with 3.5% down. Um, a lot of the clients that we work with, they don't have stellar credit. So if and I say that because they might not have stellar credit a year or two ago, and maybe now they do. So even if they're looking, say they have a low interest rate, even if they're looking at saving a quarter point or half a point, because we're able to switch them from an FHA loan to a conventional loan, and they do have better credit, that in itself is savings as well. They might not get rid of their mortgage insurance, but because of the difference between a conventional loan and an FHA loan, that's there could be savings in the MI there as well.
Yeah, so depending on how much equity they have in the house, correct? Could possibly determine like how much of the mortgage insurance they pay. Is that?
Yeah, the mortgage insurance on whether it's on a conventional loan or an FHA loan, varies depending on your loan to value.
Oh, okay.
If you're on an FHA loan, you're honestly looking at minimal savings, because you're talking about going from a 0.85% mortgage insurance to a 0.80 mortgage insurance. But if you have been working as a buyer, if you have been working, or I should say as a homeowner, if you have been working on your credit since the last time you bought a home, there would be benefits in switching your loan program from an FHA to a conventional, because with better credit, you're going from a say 0.80 mortgage insurance, to somewhere in the low twos, to a point two, 0.3. I mean, even if it's a 0.5 or 6, you're still looking at savings on your mortgage insurance, versus staying with that FHA loan.
So that's pretty cool. So there's a potential of lowering your PMI insurance, and then there's also a chance of lowering your interest rate, and then those in combination could add to like hundreds of dollars a month.
Yeah, definitely. And if we're talking long term, as we like to, talk, we're talking about a couple $100 over a 30-year period. Month to month over a 30-year period, that's thousands of dollars that you're saving.
Yeah, I could see how that could add up fast.
Yeah.
Just because I touched on it a little earlier, what could you do with an extra few $100s a month?
Well, I mean, we definitely encourage people to save. We want to encourage people to have money for a rainy day. But, chances are they won't. So what can you do with a couple $100s a month? You can go out and buy yourself a new car.
Nice.
You can go out and, I have a truck. I could go out and upgrade my truck, with, put a left on it or something.
Right.
But definitely encourage our clients to save. We want them to have, at least 3 to 6 months worth of savings in their account, in case for a rainy day, and just to have that peace of mind that if anything happens, like what's happening now with the coronavirus, you can rest assured that your mortgage payments are going to be paid. and they're covered. Your finances are covered.
I'm still thinking about your upgraded truck, bro, and it's kind of making me laugh on the inside. Yeah, is there a way someone can, I mean, what do you think about refinancing and pulling a little bit of money out?
I mean, if it's in your best interest, I mean, definitely, and if there's savings there to have to take advantage of course, but one of the great things about cashing out is that you're gonna be able to get rid of all those high interest credit cards that you're paying. If you have a car, depending on how good or bad your credit is, you might be paying double digits, in interest on those types of items. So that adds up. And not only that, none of these things are tax deductible. And when you put your money into the mortgage, your mortgage is tax deductible. So that's even more savings on top of that. Or like I said, cash out money to put in your savings account, to invest. There's a lot of benefits to cashing out if you have a mortgage planner that'll teach you the right steps to take, so you can secure your finances.
Yeah, I don't want to play into the fear thing, because I think it's like overplayed already. But I do like, I mean, I think you proved a pretty good point, or you made a pretty good point. Sometimes you don't really know what's going to happen in the future, and, having some money in savings and like knowing like, hey, for 3 to 6 months, we're going to be okay. I could see the benefit in like pulling out the money and just leaving it in a savings account, or possibly investing it or paying off that bad debt too. So awesome. Thank you for sharing those nuggets with us. From this board, was there anything else you wanted to share with us?
Well, we can talk about a little bit about purchasing power. We had an increase in the conforming loan limits. Now in the counties of LA, Orange County, and San Bernardino, the new conforming limits are 510, 400, and that's just the loan amount. So what that means, if you're a first-time home buyer and you're taking advantage of our 3% down program, your purchasing power is at around $526,000, because when we factor in the down payment, we will stay within the loan conforming limits. But let's see. Not only that, I guess one of the things that I did want to just throw out there is that you don't need 20% to buy a home. You don't need 10%. You don't need to have an 800 FICO score to buy a home. We're able to, I guess, finance more people with good credit. It doesn't have to be great, but don't be afraid if you have a couple dings on your credit report, you still have the power to purchase a home.
I love that, actually. And then just to kind of take that a step further too, let's say you did have bad credit, or, something isn't right. I think the best thing to do is like still talk to us. Let's come up with a game plan for you, and then put you in the position to, attain your dreams, because at the end of the day, that's really what we're here to do. We're here to give you as much information as possible and position you in the positive, like to take care of you and your family. So even if you do have some circumstances that need a little overcoming, like, we're definitely the guys to help you out.
Yes, part of our, we call it our initial planning session, is going over people's credit. Whether we can help you today or we can help you 6 months from now, we want to encourage you to come into our office so we can establish a plan of action and make sure that when you're really ready to purchase a home, you're in the best position to do so. So if you have, say, a FICO score of 580, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged, because we'll take the time to sit down with your clients and actually put them on a plan of action to improve their FICO scores, to put them in the program that best fits them, and so they can buy, one of the homes that you're listing.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, Bernie, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you and your wisdom and everything the Phoenix Mortgage Group is doing.
Appreciate you too, brother.
Thank you. Bernie 2020, I mean. Yeah, but thank you for listening with us. I hope you found this very helpful. If you have any questions, again, I know circumstances are unique. We would love to take the time to set up an appointment, kind of dive into what's going on in your life and see what we can do to help you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.